Hey guys, I'm back. So everyone's gone now, and I just wanted to rant real quick to you guys about this stupid thing that I have about Pepakura and people like printing out templates and everything. Um, so first off, my bad. Oh, let me scoot back a little. Oh, sorry about that. So first off, this whole stupid the videos that are being called DIY. Now, to me, there's a very big controversial debate with myself as to what DIY really means. Now, obviously, it means do it yourself, but what does it mean by do it yourself? Does it mean like create yourself or just put it together? Because to me, a do it yourself is you do it by yourself, no help from anyone except for pictures, and even that, like, that's why you know I still get upset about people, printing off templates and everything. So, I mean, it's in a sense kind of the same way whenever you look at pictures. Now, of course, whenever you go in cosplay, you normally would want to cosplay something that everyone knows, which I totally get. But I'm gonna also try and start making my own costume designs and helmet designs and everything because it's hard to do it yourself without really making a design for yourself. So, and I will put up a video on how to do that, how to take steps to make your own designs and everything. But of course, people want to make like, for instance, I'm always going to use this because everyone ends up doing this: stormtrooper helmets or clone trooper, anything that's super iconic like that. People obviously want to get these things as close to the movie as they possibly can, and that's perfect. That's fine. Obviously, you want it to look like what you want it to look, but you know, whenever you go on videos and everything, and you look up a quote unquote DIY video on how to make your own stormtrooper helmet, and they say, "Okay, here's a template on my website. Go print it off, and then follow these steps." Like, you shouldn't need to follow any steps after you print out the thing. It's pretty intuitive. If you don't know how to cut out pieces of paper and glue them together, then you're not going to be able to put a four-piece puzzle together. And I hope I don't offend anyone by saying that. It's just, it's a little annoying. And I see people all the time like, oh, this really helped me. And like, what do you mean it helped you? You downloaded some templates. Good job. You know how to use a printer. Like, if you print these things out, you should just like, oh, okay, this goes here and this goes here. I mean, that's what you do whenever you buy a 100-piece puzzle from the craft store or whatever. You don't look up how to put the puzzle together because that's the whole point of it. You know, to me, that's the exact same thing as just going out and buying the thing, except for free. It's almost in a sense bootlegging. Now, I'm not gonna go into that argument, but you know what I mean. Like, you're still taking the easy way out. You know, it's not creative. I don't understand. Like, there's a difference between making things, not based off of your own design, so to speak, but like making things without any help except for some reference pictures and like a die-hard fan of whatever you're watching or playing. You know, I don't get it. I don't understand why people think that. I don't understand why people accept it so much and like accept it as a creative standpoint. Now, I'm not saying it's the worst thing ever, because it has its purposes, of course. But what I don't like is people giving it an improper term. You're not doing it yourself. You're printing out. That's literally what you're doing. You're already printing out the helmet or armor piece or whatever you're making. You're just printing it out. You have nothing to do with it. Um, the only thing that you're doing is printing out someone's work and then gluing it together. It's not a do it yourself. It's print it yourself. That's about it. I mean, to me, it's a waste of paper and a waste of time because, um, at least in the name that you're doing it for. If you're doing it because you think it's creative or like you want something that you built, I don't think it's the right way because you didn't build it. I don't care if big deal. You used your hands, but someone else made those plans. You know, you did not build it. You just basically brought another one into the world. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Ouch. Um, so it now if you just want an easy way out on to quote unquote making one, as long as you don't take credit for it like that, and as long as you don't have the mindset of it, obviously then that's fine. Um, but like people going to Comic Cons or just cosplay conventions and everything, and like, oh hey, did you make that? Yeah, I made it. Oh, what'd you use? Pepakura? Oh, that's so cool, man. It came out like, what'd you expect? Of course it's gonna come out perfect. Now, usually people just kind of download. Sorry for the voice cracks. You can yell at me all you want for the voice cracks in the comments. But anyways, like it's just obviously it's gonna be perfect, and no, you didn't make it. You just printed the thing out. It's just as bad as buying it. Okay, I wouldn't say just as bad, but it's just as bad as you buying something and saying, "Yeah, I made this suit." You know, it's just ridiculous. Like, if you're gonna be making things out of creativity and everything. Now, a lot of people would argue exactly what I'm thinking. Like, well, if you think it's creative to copy off of like making a stormtrooper helmet, it's not creative because it was already made. Well, yeah, I can kind of understand where somebody would get at that. Like, yeah, it's obviously the stormtrooper isn't my idea, but there's a difference between like figuring out how to take a box of cardboard or foam and cut out in certain ways to make it to where it looks like a stormtrooper versus printing a template out. There's a big, 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 big difference there. Um, and for the people that don't see it, there's no other way I can really word it. Like, you know, this. I'm not saying they're perfect either, but that's the thing is the more and more you do it, the closer and closer that you can get. It's so much easier because like then you don't now you have the mind to know how these things work rather than just mindlessly gluing them together and just expecting it to work. And that's the other cool thing is whenever you truly do it yourself and you really do make it yourself without following out anyone else's um, okay, I wouldn't say instructions. Obviously, people giving you tips is helpful. I'm not saying don't go ask for help, but don't let someone completely baby you through the entire thing, as such a template does. Because it tells you exactly where to glue everything, and it doesn't tell you how these things keep their structure, or why it works, or why whenever you glue it like this, and then you put it together like this, it has a certain illusion that it makes it look deeper or something. You just mindlessly go and do it, and then you say, oh yeah, I made it. You know, whenever you actually make these things yourselves, it's so much more beneficial to you if you really want to make your own things because then you know how to work around things. You'll eventually get how to like make like cooperate or not cooperate. Um, I can't find the word right now, but like from what you learned from making this helmet, now you know how like a certain hinge or how you can see would coincide with this other helmet. And it makes everything so much better. And the reason why I make do it yourself videos is because I can tell you guys, hey, this is about what the size that I made it and everything. Um, I'm just walking you guys through how I made them. And the reason why I don't give so much detail is because it's just about the same as making a template. Um, you know, that's why I go through very, very simple steps because I want you guys to, I want to promote creativity. I want to promote actual, like, brain power happening because, the first time that you do it, it's not going to turn out right. It doesn't matter, unless, of course, you use a template. That's what really sucks is because then people feel overachieved by doing nothing, and it's honestly kind of sad, especially whenever, people are like, oh, I can show you how, I was watching a video, now I can't exactly remember the title, but it was literally like, how you can make your own cosplay stuff. Oh, You just use this program and you can download templates and then, you fiberglass it. From what I've heard, that the process of gluing together these little pieces, and sometimes it's not little pieces, but usually that's what it is they have these little triangles or rectangles and they just glue them together. That helps you zero, because that's all you're doing, is gluing a bunch of little triangles or squares together that end up looking like this shape that looks exactly like what you were wanting. Big deal. Like, you didn't make it. You just you copied and pasted it, and it takes forever. Like, I hear people, oh yeah, I finally got my Halo armor done, and took me about a year. What? A year? Now, I would understand maybe a month, maybe 2 months for like getting detail down, but like a year for making Halo armor. Now, for a helmet, you can take as long as you want. I still think a year for a helmet is long, but regardless, the reason why is because a helmet's supposed to be one size. That's why I started making the Stormtrooper helmet, the Imperial Stormtrooper helmet that I have upstairs, is actually like screen accurate size. Excuse me a second. So like other people can fit their heads in there. Whereas what I used to do is just make them size to my head. Oh, you can only really do that with helmets. You can only make those one size fits all. Now with like armor pieces and everything, you can make it one size fits most, but you're gonna have to make it towards relative with your body. And going over that with a year, at least if you're a teenager like me, you can go through a very, very big growth spurt or something. Now obviously whenever you're an adult, it's not gonna happen as much. It shouldn't, at least. It's just I really don't like it, because anytime I go and look at these videos, like how to make an Iron Man helmet, just download this template. Well, you don't even need to make a video for that. It's literally just like go and post it online, like make a big ad for it. Free Iron Man helmet. That's literally what you're doing. You are literally giving people away helmets or armor pieces for that matter. But I'm gonna stick to helmets because it's a little bit easier and a little bit more of a broad term that I can actually target. So remember that this goes for anything, but it's easier to go with helmets. But you know what I mean? Like, it's really ridiculous, because there's no need to go over the rest of it, because you're literally just telling people, okay, go download my template, cut it out, and glue it all together. And then somehow they manage to find a way to make the video longer than 2 seconds. I don't know how. Like, I watch these things like, duh. I mean, most of us would have figured out that, and that's the thing. A lot of videos even do say that, literally. Cut it out and glue it together. Now we do this, and this. There's nothing else to do. Once you glue it all together, you have the helmet. Now a lot of people are like, okay, now you fiberglass this and you sand and like, just make a tutorial on how to fiberglass something and that you should be good. If you don't know how to sand stuff down, you have a problem. And again, I'm not trying to target people, I'm not trying to offend people, it's just, the way that people talk about using Pepakura and templates, they make it sound like it's so creative and that it's all you. And it's really not. It's someone else's work. Even if you use Pepakura to make your own templates, you're still using a computer to assist you. You don't have any way to understand how these things work. You're just making it like that. So, and for some of these programs, you can just make, if it's a symmetrical helmet, you can just make the left side of it, and you can just click copy and paste to the other side, and you're done. Like, it's really ridiculous. And then you go and put it on and everything. The only thing that you need to figure out now is how to put like padding on the inside of the helmet to make it fit. Even then, you can probably just buy that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. This is a long rant, and I apologize for that. But regardless, I mean, and I understand the fact that not a whole lot of people are going to be on the same page with me. I understand that, but at the same time, I don't. I get that people have accepted it now, but I don't understand how people have accepted it as creative. It's really not. I mean, it's about as creative as um making a puzzle. Really, it's literally just about as creative as putting together a puzzle. It's not creative. That's the whole reason why you got a puzzle. So I think people are just like looking for an easy way out without buying things, but at the same time without having to use your brain, and it's ridiculous. Um, I would personally, I would rather somebody go out and buy the stupid cheap plastic of a helmet that is costing you $500 and say, "Oh yeah, I bought this and it's genuine," than downloading some stupid template and saying, "Oh yeah, I made this." That's not the right definition for that. Because at least then, whenever you buy the helmet, and if you buy the one from like the original maker or whatever, or from the original mold, at least you can say that. At least you can say, "Oh yeah, this is from the original mold." It's a lot better than saying, "Oh yeah, I made this." And half the time too, whenever people are making these templates on Pepakura or even on any other software, they have to make sure that they're slightly disproportional so they don't get copyright infringements. Sometimes you'll notice, like, whenever people do use these things, they're slightly off. Now, not all the time. Sometimes people slip by with them. But there's a lot of chances where um, there's just something off, like the stormtroopers' helmets. The upper lip could be slightly slimmer, or the tubes could be a little lower, or the eyes are slightly different. Like they're too wide, they're too thin. That's to stay away from copyright. And that's what's really nice about making your own is you don't have to worry about that as long as you're not selling it or giving it away. You just make it as close as you can. Now I can't exactly go upstairs right now, but I will be showing you guys my Stormtrooper helmet, and I'll show you guys, like, it's not perfect. I'm gonna be the first to say that, but how close you can get with just your mind alone is unbelievable. Now, I've been doing this for a good long while. I'm only gonna give myself as much credit as I deserve. I've been doing this for a while. I know how cardboard works. I know how foam works now. Um, I know how to get these things to look as close as possible because I've been working with it. I know how it works. Um, I'm not weird about this, but it's almost like the same as having a mutual respect with an animal or with some other guy. You know, instead of ordering this guy to go around and do the stuff, you don't know him. You just know how to give orders. Now, whenever you actually take time to, communicate, you guys have a respect for each other. You guys have a little bit of a relationship. It's a little bit nicer and easier to give a demand. It's kind of the same with making your own things. Whenever you go and do a template, it's the same thing as giving orders. You don't know what the stuff is. You just know it looks cool and that you quote unquote made it. Whereas if you actually take time with the stuff and you fail a few times and you make things look a little weird, you know how these things work. So then, if you're on the fly, you gotta make something real quick. You know how to do it, and you don't have to go and print something out. And another thing that I'm gonna say real quick is whenever you go to Comic Cons and all these things, generally you shouldn't have to fiberglass these things. I do recommend that you harden them, but you don't have to make it to where it's gonna deflect a paintball. Unless you're making it for that, of course. Just use some white glue and paint a few layers on the cardboard or the foam. Because whenever white glue dries, it's like a rubber plastic. It's really on the line with that. So if you have enough coats in it, it makes it really like scratches this. Now it doesn't make it to where it's not gonna shatter or like it makes it tough in a sense. You can scratch at it and it won't be too bad, but it's not like you will be able to bluntly hit it. But that's as much protection as you should need, of course. Um, but with cardboard, if you really want it hard, you can even try and resin it if you really wanted to. You would have to soften it up a little bit with like what you could do is spray it with some water with one of the spray bottles, and then you can resin it. But white glue works just as well. But yeah, I've seen people, overcompensating how hard they need to be and everything. That just shows you how like I don't know, it gives you way too much playroom. So, I don't know. I will be making some more tips soon whenever I can get up and everything as to how to make the helmet to an actual size. Like, even if you're making your own helmet, you don't want to make it skin tight. You want to make it to where a good amount of people can actually wear it, and then you can put supports on the inside and everything. Now, as you've seen in some of my other videos, you know, I should probably save this for another video. Actually, I'll put out another video describing how to actually make helmets. But yeah, that's just my little rant on templates and everything. Hopefully, I wasn't exactly trying to persuade you guys, but hopefully now some more people see my point as to why I don't like it whenever people use templates as what they think they're using it for. It's not for creativity. It's just kind of an easy way out kind of thing. So, I hope I didn't waste your guys' time. Sorry that the screen was black the entire time. I look like crap right now, so I'm not gonna turn the screen over. So, yeah, the other video should be coming out soon. See you guys later. Bye.